The daddy chick is pretty and all that other stuff. Hey, I gotta come better than that. I don't think games like that. Hey, I'm thinking some stuff.
And if I talk to girls, he's like, you stay with my daddy. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna call you back.
Yeah, there you go.
I go next, who you stay with? Me and my mom and my grandma. I'm like, oh, bingo.
There you go.
You said daddy stay there?
So we live, man. The daddy ain't have that.
Daddy won't have that.
Oh, hey. You gonna go there, hey. Come visit her, you know that. Yeah, all of your friends. Yeah. What's that? Okay.
I had one time this cat had put me out of his house.
Yes.
He said, I know you. I said, so long. He said, man, I know you, man. He said, I used to be you.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to give you a chance, man, to walk out here, man, unhurt.
Yeah. Oh, dang.
I love.
Yeah, there you go.
Because he knew.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes,
playing
sir.
the game,
Yeah, playing the game. At that time, I was out on the streets doing all kind of crazy little stuff.
Yeah. All right, so we live, fellas.
All the way.
Get this thing going. So we're in a new studio. We're in Serving the Street studio. Close that door for me, man.
Yeah.
STS Radio, what's good? This your main man. Big Ant. I'm here with my partner in crime,
Brother Reggie. Can you see me?
Brother Reggie. And we got a special guest in the house tonight, Mr. Savannah Black.
Welcome.
What's good?
One time. There you go.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings.
A long time coming. Hey. Well, you talking about Savannah Black? What? Last year sometime,
yeah.
Right?
I've been told you had to link up with his brother.
Yeah. He like the freestyle. Freestyle, got it.
Yeah.
So, hey, we are in Serving the Street studio. So if you're listening on the Mixler app, 92.1 Serving the Streets Radio, ran by the world famous DJ Prince. Shoot us a comment, join the chat room, download the Mixler app, MIXLR, and search for 92.1 Serving These Streets Radio. So this is our first show, Voices in the Struggle. So what's good?
Man, ain't nothing happening. You know, another day. It's what's the day? Wednesday? Yeah.
Today Wednesday, man. Hump day.
It's my Friday, though. You know.
Right. That's your Friday. That's
my
right.
Friday. I'm
you about to
off
head on the
today.
cruise, huh?
Yeah, man. I like to
Okay.
do some things, you know.
Yeah.
Enjoy myself.
Oh, man, that's what it's about.
There you go. Hey, you only live one time. I want to enjoy a couple days out of the year.
Absolutely.
Can't
You
work
know,
every day.
what's the goddamn reason in working, what's the reason in working so goddamn hard if you ain't,
There you go.
you know?
Especially when you ain't working for yourself.
Exactly.
You know, hey,
Exactly.
my name ain't on the company, so hey, you gotta keep it with me. Hey,
So, hey, something happened to you, they gonna get a replacement in there for you next week.
day, yeah, know what I'm saying? You gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Hold
That's
on.
how it
hold on.
works.
I got a partner and he said, oh man, ain't nothing out in the streets, man. Only thing I do is work and go home.
Yeah.
Work and go home. I
Yeah.
said, man, aren't you a slave?
Yeah.
Man, that's different, man. They got beat. I said, man, it's the same thing.
Bro.
The concept is the same, you know?
They beating you a different way.
Exactly.
That's
You
it.
gotta have an outlet, man. You know what I mean? You got to have some fun. Shit.
Whatever it is, you know, it's for a peace of mind.
Yeah,
Peace
exactly.
of mind is priceless. You know, you go to work 40 hours a week. Some people go longer.
Yep.
For the little check they give you, you know.
Some people become addicted.
Yeah.
You
Some
know?
people have to. I hate to see people who say, you know, if I ain't working, I don't know what I'd be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you
I
got
know.
something else to do.
I know.
It's something you like to do. You know, hey, do that. You know, do a little hobby. You find your little hobby, find something that you like doing. Hey, try to monetize it or something, make some money off of it, or just do something different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some people get stuck in that mind state of the hustle and bustle, and they have become subservient to the point that they only know how to please others instead of themselves. You know, and it's sad and unfortunate. You can try to get them, hey man, look here, man, it's a party, man.
Yeah.
Will Smith gonna be there.
Yeah.
You know, you can name all the top celebrities of you know people that most people like that's gonna be there.
Right.
And they be like, nah, man, I think I'm just gonna stay in the house and Netflix and chill.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing out there in those streets. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And it's hard to even get them out of that zone.
Yeah.
But if you say, hey man, look, I'm out here cleaning my yard, man. I'm gonna be out here all day, hey man. Hey, I'm on my way over. You see what I'm saying? They just into that mode.
They gotta get out that mode, man. it's a killer.
Some people just homebodies like that, man.
But you know,
goddamn.
You heard of, like the people that worked all their life, they retired and they died.
Exactly. Within 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
That's it.
You tell me you can't find nothing else you like to enjoy doing in life that can occupy your time 7, 8 hours a day. I don't care if you cut yours for free. You go out there and do something, you know.
You gotta stay active, man.
Break somebody yard. Hey, I'll break your yard. You know what I'm saying? I'll break the elderly yard for you.
So many goddamn volunteer opportunities and everything out there, man.
There's so much stuff to do in this world.
Some people, man, they be like, hey, man, the hell with this. I'm gonna be a door check at Walmart.
Yeah,
Man. I ain't about to cash out early. I'm gonna try to put at least 3 or 4 more years on to that 5 years, you know.
Right.
You need interaction with people, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit home, talk to the wall. You know, if you're married, come on, you can't sit home all day with your old lady because she tired of you. She wants to go somewhere. Hey, I find something to do.
I've been married 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And y'all get tired of each other.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
You still sitting here?
What y'all gonna talk about it if I'm the goddamn dead with you all day?
All day long.
What we gonna talk about?
Oh, she gonna put you to work.
Exactly. You gonna have a honey-do list.
Hold up. Profanity?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And I feel all day long, right? I'm sorry I'm late, by the way. But all day long, I'm like, I don't want to hear that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was working real hard not to use the profanity because sometimes, you know, my Tourette's kind of, you know, get in my way. And, you know, my prescription I haven't gotten filled in the last couple of months. And, you know, I said, you know what? I don't want to go there and say some things, you know, that might be politically incorrect,
right?
You know, and use profanity, you know, that would turn a certain base away, you know, and say, or make people look at me inside a bad light. Right. So, you know, now I know I can say all kind of shit, not all kind of shit, but now I know I can express myself more fully, you know.
We on Serving the Streets Radio. Shit.
Okay, that's what's up.
That's what we do.
That's what's up.
You know, hey,
you gotta say.
This is a radio station for the people, by the people. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. That's what.
So,
oh man, look here. Hey, look here, family. Y'all don't know. I was sitting here holding my breath. I'm talking about I had to do all kind of exercises. Man, now I'm relieved. Oh man,
it's gonna be a long show. So Black, what about this? Oh, hold on, let me give a train together.
That's almost like sitting there trying to hold a goddamn fart in. You don't want to make that wrong movement. You know what I mean?
Hey, look here, man. I was like, well,
I
really think that, you know, that's not me. That's not me. But I would have had kind of tried something.
You can interact with different audiences, so you would have did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have did it. I'd have had to talk slow, but you know, did it, man.
So listen, since Reggie finally seen the goddamn movie, what do y'all think about Black Panther?
He's seen it. I ain't see it yet.
Oh my God!
Oh, you want to see this week?
I went to see it last Thursday.
Okay.
Last Thursday.
No,
we can't talk about it yet.
No. Y'all go ahead. Look, I got the bootleg Black Panther.
Yeah.
I put a post up on Facebook with my
mom.
And look, she called me in the house and said, hey, look here. I'm about to get ready to pull out. She like, come here, hurry up. So I got in there and I'm like, what? She said, and she had pointed the little monitor. I said, Black Panther? She said, that's all you see? And I looked at her, right? I said, what else?
Looking like the Queen of Samoa coming there.
I got my Black Panther gear. It was, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man, to see how people, man, become culturally aware. You know, from my understanding, Black Panther has two sides of the coin. Some people, even though the hero is T'Challa, you know, even though he's the hero, a lot of people can identify more so because of the situation that we are in as people with Killmonger.
You know, they compare them to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. You know what I mean? T'Challa, he handled shit. You know what I mean? But they kept everything in Wakanda. You know what I mean? Goddamn, what's his name, Manga?
Killmonger.
He was out there in the streets. He was out there among the people. He was like, hey, all this shit y'all got, we can take it and make it right for everybody color in the United States. You know what I mean? I was with that shit.
It's like you say, it depends on what side of the coin you on.
It does.
It's talking about, you know, to me, when we came from over there, you know, to over here, and, you know, and that separation. You know, and that part that was so deep to me was like, hey, my daddy was supposed to bring me back over here, but he never brought me over here.
I never get to see it.
You know, this is my first time getting to see it. They should have brought me back over here, and vice versa. Y'all should have came and got me. You know, y'all once we broke that, once they broke that, they never came and got us. Like, hey, we
see, but that's the thing, you know, he didn't know. He didn't know he didn't know no boy was out there. It's crazy, man. But the good thing is, the movie instilled a lot of black pride, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What's up?
What's happening? What's going on? What's happening?
Checking in. What's up, bro?
Checking in,
Yeah.
making my part.
So we got the
Savannah
Black
Black
in the house.
What's up?
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, but the movie instilled a lot of pride, man.
It
You know what I mean? It wasn't it wasn't one of those black subservient movies like you so used to seeing.
Oh, yeah. It was powerful the whole way through.
Exactly.
All the characters, you know?
Exactly.
Or even, like you say, even if you ain't like Killmonger, you had to understand where he came from. You know?
Yeah.
But I like how, you know, I don't want to tell you too much, how it started off. They started off at
Oakland.
You
How
know,
they
so,
interject them into the movie.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
But my frustration with the whole movie movement, why did they have to take a movie, a fictional movie, to make the entire community jump out? I seen a bunch of people take a bunch of kids to the movies. Why you had to go? Okay, yeah, we gonna be black. We gonna go and support this black. But why did it take a movie for you to inspire you to get out and want
man,
to do
you know what?
I can answer that
man,
question,
you know what?
right?
Go ahead.
What you supposed to be doing, and this is my family.
Bro, we are
Listen.
so disenfranchised as a people. Any spark it'll take, I'm for it. You know what I mean? We're taught to self-hate. We're taught to
Oh no, I'm not gonna hate it
you know
all.
what I mean?
I'm
No,
not gonna
I'm
hate
saying,
it at all.
I'm just saying us as black people.
Right.
Most of us won't do nothing until stuff comes right on their front door.
But we are hating on the people that's doing it.
Absolutely.
It's already
They'll
out
say
there.
the people ain't doing it right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you
Yeah.
ain't doing nothing.
Didn't do it not
Go
a
ahead,
thing.
Black.
But see, the thing about it is, you have to look at it as us as a people. We was given into our imagination. I know a lot of people might get mad at me for saying this right here, but I'm just gonna speak the truth of the matter. We were given into our imagination a superhero. We was given into our imagination this almighty, this can do everything. This, if you only look up this person and have faith in this person, that everything that you want in life is possible, you know, you will receive.
Yeah.
Now we got two of them now.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm gonna go with the lighter version so people won't get mad at me.
Gotcha.
But they are all one and the same. The first one is Santa Claus,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we tell kids, you know what I'm saying, if they was good, naughty, you know, he gonna put the cold in their eye, put the cold in the bag and put the spit in their eye. If they was nice, they gonna get everything that they wanted for that year. So in our little psychological thought process as children, before we have a chance to really explore the world, we are given this base imagination. Right now, from there, we're introduced to another character, which is one and the same now. You know, his beard just is not as gray. You know, his hair is not as long. You know, by the name of, I can say it?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, now, before we get a chance to really investigate the validity of this, of being a real live person, of being something that is true for ourselves, we are given it from our parents, who was given it from their parents, and if we keep going on and on and on, we'll find at the beginning of that story.
That's that
White
word.
face.
That's that word that's killing us called tradition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just believe, just believe.
Yep.
So now, here it is. We got the Black Panther. All the visualizations, all the beauty and the glory of Wakanda, all of the glitter and the gold. So what do you think that's going to happen when you put a person that really haven't learned to identify with their true self in front of that big screen?
Right.
Look at what happened when Colors came out. Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. What we did, we went to the movies, watched the vision that they gave us, and we went to the streets and we participated in some activities that were bad for us as a people.
Want to live like the movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, really, black people are media-minded.
See, and oftentimes in Hollywood doesn't speak to black people because most of the movies are white casted.
Right.
With a black person here and there. But movies like, you know, Boys in the Hood, Colors,
what's going wrong, basically.
Right.
American Gangster.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, wrong as it was, that shit talked to us because that's what people go through. You know what I mean?
It's our music.
More they can relate to.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
Yeah, because with I say music and movies, that's what think every culture uses to get a message across to their people. For us, they always put us in a negative light. They put out the record company put out the negative music, or the movies put out something, you know, some old stereotypical TV shows or movies. But if they put us in a positive light, like the Black Panther, you need more of those movies to offset the ones they put out that's bad.
Exactly.
So yeah, so theater, art, that's the way a child, even an adult, you know, you get used to see it, you can picture it. Like you say, you can picture it now. I see that. But I can see Wakanda.
Cultural identity.
Yeah.
Cultural identity.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, we see something, all right, if we think about it, if it would have been an even playing field, if when those ships from Europe first arrived on the shores of Africa and we went out there and we put our hands out, you know, to show, you know, our love, if they would have had treated us fairly, Africa right now would have had cities set up technologically. Say it for me, brother. You know, technologically like Wakanda. But that's true, because that did not happen. By us seeing it on the big screen, we can see the vision of it being.
Go ahead.
We can see the vision of it. We can see the vision of it being something that.
Say it one more time. Remix. We can see the vision.
We can see the vision of it being something that is obtainable.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But even though people might see it as a fantasy, in our hearts all along, we have so much love and so much hope for our people that this is something that we want to be a reality. That's how come you see all the people dressing with the dashikis. And I got a story about that too. I'm glad he's here. I'm gonna tell you about that. But even when you see people with the dashikis, you see people with the head wraps, you see people, you know what I'm saying, doing the gestures that they see inside the movie. It's a new embrace of love that we haven't had for ourselves. And a lot of people haven't ever had for themselves outside of Christianity.
And you know why? Because they make it so that when you talk about being proud, when you talk about black pride, they make it seem like, you know, you're a rebel rouser. You know what I mean? They make it seem like you hate them.
There you go.
Right.
Like identity.
Right.
Yeah.
They put you in a hatred category, and they even get your own people to start hating you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But what I like about Wakanda in the movie is it showed the power of black money. You know how much money that damn movie. I'm not saying everybody went to see it was black.
Yeah.
But most of the people was black.
Most of it, yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how much money that movie has made already?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Worldwide.
Think about it like this. You know, I always think about like all that money they made. If we do the same thing in our community stores, our neighborhood, our black businesses, think about how much money we can put back in the community that fast. That was over a weekend or two. All that money, you know, so they do the same thing. Go to your favorite restaurant. You know, everybody just mob it over there. Hey, make them sell out. Make them go get some more stuff.
One person I know that's doing that right now, Linda Wilder Bryan. She's out there. And she's going to mom and pops, and you know, I'm telling them about Linda Wilder, and she put it on Facebook. And what she's doing is she's going to mom and pop places, and she's going live and telling them about places that people don't normally see. I don't go outside the neighborhood. I eat at Off the Grill. And I eat down there and on 34th where there used to be Bonton. But that's a $5 fill up. And that man just pouring your plate. The plate is heavy. But you know, people act like they, you know, I don't do that. I don't eat like that. I don't go over there. I don't do that kind of stuff. But you forget, y'all are the same people that was eating out, drinking cold water out the jelly jar, because me and my cousin right here, we come from humble beginnings. And being that we came from a humble beginning, that made us appreciate what we have now. So that when we talk to young people, we talk to our own family members, and they forget where they come from, I mean, we make them realize where your mama came from. We got a cousin that used to have to eat that jelly off the side of that jelly jar. You throw that peanut butter jelly in the trash, that's your dinner.
That's your dinner,
That's it.
You know, you don't just throw stuff away just because.
That's it.
You know, we are products of a good home, and I think the technological advances that we have right now has spoiled us. The fact that a lot of people have went to college and have lost their identities
Exactly.
spoiled us.
The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson.
Now we're spoiled.
Seriously.
And we forgot that, where we came from. And then they come back in the hood, they're so uppity that they forgot they lived on the front porch. Uppity. That they lived on the front porch. They're upper T. They lived on the front porch.
Yeah, they don't want to be associated.
Now they don't want to be on the front
porch. They
porch.
want to be associated with them. So, hey, once they leave, they see a different side of the house. Like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. But no, you bring that back and build it up. Build your own Wakanda.
Yeah.
We had a last week's show. A caller called in and talking about the vibranium. What is our vibranium?
Yeah, we got
so we got to make our own
vibranium. But listen, our vibranium was the diamonds. That was over in Africa. The different stones that we were accustomed to having and over in Africa. But what happened was our leadership, just like here, has sold us out. They've given away all of our ancestral diamonds, our ancestral heritage, all our jewelry. Everything is gone because somebody want to be in power, or somebody want drugs just that much, or somebody want to be put in a position where they have that power.
Self-gratification.
Self-gratification, but by them gratifying themselves or gratifying them having a object that they say they can call their own. Or look at Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu is one of the baddest kings and warriors out there.
Mansa Musa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Asante.
But let me ask you this. Let me switch gears a little bit.
Push it down and slide share.
With all the, once again, you're listening to Voices in the Struggle on 91.2 Mixler Radio, Serving the Streets Radio on the Mixler app. That's once again, that's 91.2 on the Mixler app, MIXLR, Serving the Streets Radio. We got Voices in the Struggle here with Savannah Black and my main man, Dietrich. So listen.
Well, I'm a fan of Savannah Black.
No, don't do it.
We all are.
Talking to Mike when you're
Let me ask you this. Go ahead.
The thing about the vibranium is, I feel as though all of us possess vibranium. That vibranium is our consciousness. That vibranium is our oneness. That vibranium is what we had before we were split up. And the greatest gift that we had as a people was our oneness. It's like Marcus Garvey said, one blood. So here it is. Right now inside the studio, I'll give you an example. Brother Ant, Brother Reggie, me, Mrs. Savannah Black, Brother D, and the listeners. All of us together, we are all of us together, we are
put it on the corner.
Vibing as one. So by us vibing as one, that right there is our vibranium. That's our vibranium being on a more stronger accord than if we were by ourselves. You see what I'm saying? That's the vibranium. We are all vibrating on the same level of consciousness. And that right there is the awakening. That right there is serving the streets. That right there is, go ahead, brother.
Unity is the key to our salvation.
The vibranium.
You know what I mean? Once we unify and realize the power that we have as a unified people, we monetize our dollar, you know what I mean? We hit them in the pockets, then we can make a difference. Until then, we're going to always be separated, But check this out. Let me switch gears a little bit. With all of the school shootings that's going on, right? Why is it that the black males and the brown males are supposed to be the dangerous people? But why is it that the white kids are shooting up the schools and not the black kids?
Right. And when we shoot up, it's individual. If you hear about us shooting more than 2 or 3 people, it might be one person a night. Right. But they shoot up everybody. Schools, supermarkets, whatever, they shoot up everybody.
I would go to say there's not one young black male out there with a gun that's shooting somebody that doesn't make it right. But it's a reason behind it. You know what I mean?
It's not in our nature.
He was trying to defend himself, or either he was trying to get the money or something.
We got rules we play by.
We just gonna go out there shooting their people.
We got rules. I might be in the streets or whatever, but it's rules. Right. If you're in the streets, you one of the soldiers. but you got civilians in the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a rule. Hey, leave the civilians alone unless they, out their mind, they just shooting anybody. But if they got civilians, they got mamas, they got daddies, they don't want nobody to do their folks like that.
Right.
So, but you in the game, hey.
Oh, he's raising his hand.
I want to raise. I want to raise like in school, man. Listen, I want to put y'all up on something real quick. How, and this is a question to all of the brothers. It's something about to come down the pipe in Savannah right now in the next couple of hours, and I'm gonna put you up on it. But how do you think we as a people, especially after watching Black Panther, we gonna stick together?
How we?
Do you think that we're gonna stick together after watching Black Panther? We gonna come together. We a team. We gonna work it.
The problem with us, we have too many moments instead of movements.
Exactly.
Black Panther, much as one of the people want to wear dashikis and say Wakanda and put their hands across their chest, this is nothing but a goddamn movement.
Yeah,
I mean, a moment.
So the truth behind that dashiki.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah, but let me tell you this right here. What happened to me? 4 years ago, I had to go and defend my daughter over at Oglethorpe Academy. The teacher there, and I had him removed, and his teacher certificate is taken now because he had all of his black 7th grade students on the floor cleaning the floor.
I remember that.
You remember that? So I went there, and I found out about it from somebody else because the white kids went home and told their parents because they didn't think it was right.
Absolutely.
And none of the black kids went home and told none of their parents.
Really?
But once I got wind of it and I contacted a couple of parents, nobody wanted to say nothing about it. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
But what kind of image is that for you to tell your kids, nah, don't say nothing about it?
Yeah.
Hell no. I said, well, let's get together and let's go out and then we're going to get a spokesperson and we're going to go up against this board. I had to go by myself. One representative from the NAACP, one representative from my church, and we had to go by ourselves. And we had to go in there and we had to speak to them. But after we spoke to them, we black folks, we speak well, but we speak tough. You know? You want me to go in and say, I'll blow this whole
Hey, hey, we're very dramatic in our speech,
but what happened was, one of the black assistant principals saw it and she thought it was just a class experiment. She never said anything about it.
Really?
I say that to say this. What's coming down the pipe tonight, Hess Elementary School are not allowing, they have a white principal, is not allowing the black kids to celebrate Black History Month. She want them to do something on a famous black American, but you can't say it's black history.
What's she gonna call it?
If you look at Alicia Blakely's page tonight, she has the letter that was sent home. But what are we gonna do? So we can't say that our heritage means something to us in the month of February, one of the smallest months out of the whole 12.
First of all, I don't agree with Black History Month.
Me neither.
There's no White History Month. You know what I mean? Let's first, Black History started off as a week by Carter Lewis. It started off as a week. Then now it's a month. God damn it, are we just happy with a month?
No, we happy with the whole year.
Let's get the shit.
I'm happy with every year.
Let's get it put in the
365.
curriculum.
And that's just a moment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's get it put in the curriculum and let's take Black History out. Let's take Cinco de Mayo out. Let's take Asian Month out. All of these races and nationalities encompass America. But we only celebrating white history. And everybody else has a moment, a month.
But
let me speak on that real quick. But since there is one, you got to fight that shit.
Yeah,
you got to fight. I agree. I don't agree with the month, but since there is one, you got to fight that shit.
Yeah, because if you take it out, if it starts at that school, it's gonna be every school in the city or the county or the state. Because we're like, okay, they don't mind, because like you say, Black History is every day, but we don't run the schools, so we only have that month. Until we take our kids out them schools, teach them ourselves, every day is Black History. They ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna let you know you can build a Wakanda. They want you to stay on whatever street in the hood. You know what I'm saying? With your street dirty, don't make it beautiful at all.
Who's gonna fight?
But see, it's all a part of a big plan. If y'all recall, a couple of years ago in Texas, they started taking the curriculum of slavery out of the school books and replacing it with indigenous servants. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they started calling them servants instead of telling, the true story of why we were brought over here and why we was enslaved in the first place. They said it was beneficial for both parties. The person that was the servant, quote unquote,
voices in
and the person that was the slave master. So they're trying to take out the narrative of black altogether.
Right, yeah.
Whether it's slavery, whether it's Jim Crow, whether it's the civil rights era, they're trying to replace all of that stuff right there with safe, friendly words.
Yeah.
So that the children won't be able to identify themselves from the system. So it's a slick way to get them back to where we had came from before. We're learning about Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, the cherry tree, and even Georgia. You know, we learned about James Edward Overthorpe. We had to participate as children in Georgia Day. You remember that?
I remember
and we had to be either Native Americans, it was Indians at the time, or Pilgrims. And man, we used to do like little little wars, and stage little treaties and stuff in front of the governor. I mean, not the governor, the city hall downtown.
Walk around the Georgia Day pole
and walk. We had to.
I saw the little black kids dressed up in pilgrims.
We had to. It was a part of our curriculum and a part of our grade. So what they're doing now, they're trying to take certain things out to bring in a oneness.
So you forget. Because like you say, if you don't know about it, it's easy for you them to do it to you again.
Exactly.
Because if they're taking out of history, you know what I'm saying? Which they did before. You know, once we came over here, they took us away from our parents and taught us what they wanted to teach us. So we forgot, we didn't know.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Till somebody started teaching us. Hey, this is the history. This is our history.
And now you are a black identity extremist.
There you go. Right. You know. They finna take everything I got.
That's why I put my little post up. I'm proud to be black. I love my black women, and I gotta honor them, man. You know what I mean? I'm unapologetic about that.
Say it again, brother.
I'm unapologetic about that.
Exactly.
You know, you don't have to hate nobody, man. You just gotta love yourself. You know what I mean?
But that's the narrative.
You can't get mad at me for telling what the fuck you did. I mean, excuse me. You can't get mad at me for telling what you did.
No rules, you can curse.
I know, but you know, you did it. Yeah. Everything somebody talks about, you did.
Yeah.
You're still doing it now. Yeah. So why you getting mad at me?
I'm just hardening at the fact of I'm at work and I talked to two beautiful black sisters today. And the thing they said, well, you don't have no single male friends? I said, yeah, there's a lot of them out here.
I ain't talking about me, man.
Oh, I'm saying no, but
a beautiful black queen.
Yeah,
man.
but
you wrong for that,
you know what the next thing was?
What's that?
Yeah, a lot of the men here, they're married, or they want you to be the side piece, or they can't come nothing to the table with nothing. You know, I'm just gonna go get me a white man, because another girl told me that's the best thing to do for Savannah. Just go outside your race. I said, you know, before me and you started talking, I looked at you as a queen. I treated you like a queen. I looked at you for your ethnicity. You know, but you just sat there and spit in my face the whole time while you and I was having this conversation. I'm not a racist by no choice. And I don't have a racist bone. But when I give you respect and talk to you like a queen, talk to you and address you as a queen, but you sit there and cut your eyes at me and tell me I'm just gonna go get me a white man because I gotta have somebody that's gonna come to the table with this, and I'm already established in this. I tell you what, establish this.
Man, that ain't no love though. You know, you want to get somebody just to have somebody. But hey, if it's love, love is love. You know what I'm saying? If you fall in love with a person, whatever their ethnicity is, that's them. You know, but just to go get somebody, just to have somebody,
right?
That's hey, you might as well. Oh, I don't hear myself, but yeah, hey, you might as well. It done went out. There we go. There you go. Okay, love is love. You know, so if it's love, it's natural. It's easy to do. But you might as well go get you another brother then. If you want to get somebody just because. You get you somebody just to lay up there with and go to the movies with you, and you don't love them, they don't love you.
People kill me with that established shit.
Yeah.
You'll see a brother out there in a road guard vest, and just because you're working in an office, you don't want to deal with him. Right. But the reality is, that brother probably making more than your ass sitting in that office. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And it depends on how you trying to live.
And you see how they want to make it cool? They only put black men on TV if they're gay, if they're incarcerated or they're a slave. They put nothing about the black family. Yeah. If you don't have a black wife, you can't make goddamn black kids. Yeah, that's the bottom line up front.
Yeah. Unless you blackish.
Yeah.
Unless you're blackish.
But then, and then too, think about that too. When they put a black family on TV, the man might be real dark skinned. The woman's real light, very light woman. You know?
Exactly.
So it's, you never hard to see.
Brown, yeah.
There you go. You never see a dark skinned black man and a dark skinned black woman. Which ain't nothing wrong. I love all black women, but I'm talking about just kids getting to see
That's
that.
not portrayed though.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
It's not portrayed at all.
It's if the brother is a dark skinned brother, they always pair him up with a light skinned sister. And there's no disrespect to my sisters. I love all flavors of y'all.
Yeah.
All ice cream flavors of y'all. But because of that, some people will think that when you become successful, a sister has to be light, bright, or damn near white, or if not white, to be on your elbow, and that a darker skinned sister is not worth, you know what I'm saying, spending the rest of your life with, having children with, building a financial empire with. And it's sad and it's unfortunate, but that's the narrative that we are given.
Right.
That's the narrative. If you listen to the music growing up, you know, they always describe the woman as light skinned.
Yeah.
If you look at the movies, they always had the stars, even though you know you in the inner city where everybody's just super black, but they'll have this sister who is light, bright, and damn near white as the co-star or the love interest.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of like division. It divides us. My uncle told me when he went to Savannah State. I'm gonna give you a quick little story. He went to Savannah State, and one of his friends he was looking for at the Student Union Center at the time. He asked where he was at, and they said he went to this party right down the street on Victory Drive. And so my uncle said, man, he didn't tell me about the party. My uncle said he got dressed and went to the party, and said when he went there and got to the door, the dude at the door stopped him and said a sister came out and had a script of paper.
Yeah.
And said he was like, oh, how much it costs? And they said it's free, but first you got to pass the test. So he's like, what test?
Yeah.
And so the sister took the script of paper, put it next to his arm, and said, sorry, you can't get in.
That old paper bag test.
The brown paper bag.
Yeah, I heard about that.
He said he heard about it, you know, with different sororities and fraternities.
Yeah.
He said, but he never had experienced it.
Yeah.
You know, so that right there had caused a little division between him and his friend for a while, you know. And his friend told him, hey, man, I want to tell you, man, but I know, man, you weren't going to be able to get in because, you know, when me and you was eating lunch the other day, I had pushed the bag over by you, man, and you were docking the bag, but I didn't want to say nothing.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't know. What kind of friend is that? You supporting some shit like that, and your friend, you can't get in.
A lot of people did.
That's psychological thing we have to go through. Because think about it, even in the 90s, all the videos you watching Rap City, MTV, you know, they rapping, they singing, but it was always a real light-skinned sister on there. Take the main road. You know, they had it in the tightest whatever they can have, but she was light-skinned. Every now and then you see a dark-skinned sister.
You know what's a good example of that?
What's that?
Norbit.
Yeah.
How they play Respucia, fat, overbearing black woman.
Yeah.
And who comes save the day?
Lil' Boney
light,
Ronnie.
bright, almost but not white.
Yeah.
Little
You know
Boney
what I
Ronnie.
mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And Slender,
Right.
But like you say, you look at that as a child, or even somebody who don't know, or what's the word, they ain't woke. You look at that and be like, okay, that's what I want. Because you see it so many times. You know, it's marketing. That's what I want. I want me a light skin one.
because it's safe.
Yeah,
It's safe.
Exactly.
It's no disrespect to my lighter skinned brothers,
Yeah.
but it's safe.
Who said that? Kanye West. I got a light-skinned girl look like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's safe.
But even with us in the what?
The Willie Lynch letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about in the 80s and 90s,
Pair
think
them
about the light skinned brothers, they got to play.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a light skinned brother. Then
Or if you got
as
waves.
Then as the 90 came, okay, the dark skinned brothers, they start putting them out there a little bit more. But it's like you say, they play against each other, Willie Lynch. You know, you can find a million ways we don't like each other for something.
You can even see it inside the workplace, unfortunately, where they would pick a lighter skinned African American, you know, over to put it inside a position over a darker skinned American or African American because they feel safe. You know, whenever they show us dark skinned people, they show us his little boy name on the wire, Omar.
Omar,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when they want to show the light skinned part of us, the friendly part, they'll show a boy Amar. What the name? Old boy to play on
Chadwick.
No, Jamal Moore. Jamal Moore. Jamal Moore. They'll show, hey, look, he's one of the good guys. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that narrative has been played, and not only is it brainwashed inside the minds of Caucasians, but also inside of the minds of black Americans. And it's unfortunate, man. It causes a division. It causes a division. Even, in the organizational structure, we have so many different groups of people, so many different organizations, all claiming. I'm using the little quotation marks again, but they all claiming to be for the same, objective, which is to save the little black boys and girls on the street. But for some reason, they have more division than those same little black boys and girls in the street that they're trying to save.
Me and Big Gang have this conversation all the time. It's all these different organizations. Everybody want to start their own. Yeah. But nobody comes together.
Yeah, but I tell you one better than that. Ride down the street and look at it. Say, keep Savannah clean. You got all these different organizations who just want their name up on the marker to say, okay, I swept here, and they just wanted to say that they did something for the 501c3. Yeah. But you got all these people, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this because I know right now this is gonna probably it's gonna probably ignite the whole conversation because I know Savannah Black is he gonna jump into this. There's 2008 churches in the city of Savannah. And out of those 2,000, I can only put a handful of them together that say that they're really out there trying to do something for the community. Out of 2,000 churches.
Out of 2,000, how many of those black churches?
Probably 1,000.
No, more than that.
Yeah?
More than that,
Because you got so many different little small holiness churches, every little hole in the wall storefronts. That, and they talk about what we're going to bring in to the storehouse. That's all they're going to say, what you going to bring into the storehouse. But they don't even read their own book.
I'm so really upset with the black church, man. I think, somebody will easily say I hate the black church, and I don't. But the black church is one of the most powerful conduits in our community. You know what I mean? Yeah. When there was a meeting to be held, an after-school program, or something like that, it was held at the church.
40 acres and a mule, right here in Savannah, Georgia.
Right. It was held at the church.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The pastors and the head of the church have the congregation. They already have people behind them that they can go out into the communities and make a difference, and they don't. And they don't.
The game changed when the money came involved. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the money came involved. Hey, you can have we can separate you from the flock. You're not part of. Y'all not together. We can put you out front. And we can come tell you what we need to tell you so you can tell them.
Yeah, but at the same time, that comes from lack of knowledge and lack of education. Because you go to these churches and you got the pastor, they say he knows all, and he's going to tell you, I'm the head of this organization, I'm the head of that organization, and all of that. I'm right here in the head of the church. I need to be on the board here and the board there. Because then I want y'all to make a wing with my name on it, so when it's time for me to get kicked out of this church, I can't go nowhere because I'm vested in this church.
But like you said, they don't study. They're not studying the book. This is your book. Study your book.
They know.
Yeah.
They know.
Don't study your book.
They know. Yeah. See, we looking at the pastors as shepherds when they are actually sheepdogs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. See, people always leave the sheepdog out of the scenario when they're talking about the shepherd and the flock. See, we are known as the flock because we are the participants inside of the body that's known as the church. The pastor, he is known as the shepherd because he is leading us. But no, it's the sheepdog. It's the sheepdog that keep the sheep in line, that cause the sheep to go left and to go right. And if one was to stray off, it's the sheepdog that go out and get them and bring them back into the fold. So what we are dealing with is an entity much bigger than the pastor. The pastor is just there to be the sheepdog, to keep us all in line and to lead us in the direction that the true shepherd of this system of white supremacy wants us to go to. I'm sorry to say it, but it's just the truth.
And having a religious conversation with black people is one of the hardest conversations to have. You know what I mean?
You going to hell?
They know the truth, right?
Hey, brother, what you say?
They know the truth, but don't want to deal with it. It's a lot of questions and gaps in your study of religion that you get offended when somebody asks. Then the preachers here in Savannah had a meeting 2 or 3 months ago?
No, 3 weeks ago.
To stop violence. Before that.
Yeah, we had 2 meetings. Remember?
Yeah, the second meeting was 3 weeks ago, but before that was 2 months.
Yeah.
They ain't done nothing yet.
Okay, so why
What's taking so long?
Why wasn't they there when the young man just got shot on Savannah State?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So where were they prior to that when the young man got killed on Alabama?
I mean, what's taking you so long to get out there in the streets? You got the people.
Right.
Okay, Faith Hope Church, you take Yamacraw. Bethel Baptist, you take, I'm just naming some names. You know, you take Can Park. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's ways to do it without having to, what is happening now, they're having a goddamn paralysis of the analysis. You know, let's meet, keep talking about it. Make it seem like we care about some shit.
Say it like that. You can say it like that again. Yeah,
when we don't really care, we just gonna pass the damn plate around. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? Just like the End Gun Violence program.
Yeah.
They put Pastor Lee in charge of it. You ain't heard shit about that program.
Yeah.
Where he at?
Nothing.
At a meeting.
Then my beloved friend Linda Wilder Bryant tried to talk to this guy. He had security all around him. I'm like, what the hell? That ain't make no sense. I saw a demonstration of worshiping man before God. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what it is.
Even like what was it last year when we went to the young man who got killed? We went to the church for the vigil.
Yep.
Pastor sitting up there talking about, hey, let's pray about this. You know what I'm saying? We can't do nothing in the streets. Let's pray. That's what you telling your
That's what he said.
You can't do nothing. Let's pray about this. No.
That was your man.
Yeah.
Pastor Odom.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of junk is that?
I remember what it was 2 years ago when we had a spike in violence in Savannah, and all the preachers had met on Waters Avenue, and they had locked down and walked down the street. Man, they look, and people like, hey man, we need to get out there and blah 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 blah. I said, man, look here, I'm not going out there to lock arms with nobody.
What happened when it got dark, cuz?
They was gone. They were gone. I didn't say get out of town before sundown.
Yeah.
They were gone.
You say you walk by faith and not by sight. You ain't got too much faith.
Yeah, that's it.
It's sad and unfortunate. And a lot of people say, hold up for a minute. My pastor this. If you look right now, it's probably Brother Ant, somebody on there saying, you know what, well, my pastor not like that. But where is your pastor during those times?
My thing
Probably
is,
with his boyfriend.
my thing is, how can you watch your kids?
Say black and one you this time. Right?
Hey, how could you watch our kids get gunned down in the street on even a very Saturday night and go sit up in church Sunday morning? Preacher don't say nothing about it, but he tell you how good God is. So is God not good for everybody?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you follow Jesus.
Right.
What would Jesus do?
Your preacher should talk about things that happen in the community that serve them.
Right.
Because it's the poor people that's putting the pastors where they are.
But let me say this right here, and I don't want to disrespect nobody's church, but the only church and the only pastor that I know and I've seen, and I'm gonna take an award over there, and I'm gonna give an award to this church because this is the only church that opened their doors willingly, and half of the time they don't charge nothing. Second honor on 37th Street with Reverend Hall. Reverend Hall, the only one that I see in the middle of the night out there, you know, trying to calm down the masses, telling them, you know, what they need to hear. Let's meet at my church. You know, all these other ones that's watered down milk toast, they're not going to tell you.
No.
You know, he's going to tell you the truth.
They want them
you know, he pull you to the side and say, shut this shit down for right now.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. But when the time to come to the altar, he opened his doors. When my friends got killed, a triple homicide on Waters Avenue right there, right, you don't even talk about that no more. People don't even come out there no more. But we still knocking on doors trying to figure out what's happening. The man opened his doors. Y'all got a double or triple homicide. We can do the funerals here at the church. The whole community can come to this church.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, and it's not like he has a bully pulpit where he get out there and say, "Y'all wrong, y'all that." And he said, "Look, we need to come together."
And he's not I did this and I did that.
He don't want to. He don't want to do that. What he want to do is give you the opportunity to say, "Look, this is your community. Let's work around the church to get this community back together." And as we move forward, let's build a community up and build you up at the same time.
Right. That's what the church is supposed to be for.
Right.
Yep. You come there get something in you. So when you got to go through this hell of life we living in this country, you go back. You know what I'm saying? You go out there. You can put something out in the world that's positive. You know, that's what I'm coming to get. Okay, I had a long week. Give me something. You know,
when Martin Luther King marched, doing his route, he stayed at churches where he couldn't stay. The churches came out there and fed him at night.
Right.
You know what I mean? these churches are too scared to get political now.
That's money, because
You know
there's
what I
money
mean?
back.
Because they don't want to be called black identity extremists.
Chris Prowler Harris said because it's not in their frame of teaching to make the community better,
Chris, peace.
but to get more in church to fill the pockets. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
But think about this: they upset now because your church got to pay that fire fee. Now, before, they used to say, "Oh, no, don't worry about it. The church is exempt because you're 501c3." Now you got to pay that fire fee, and then regardless of what the size of your church is, you might be paying what, $1,500,
Bro,
$2,000.
anytime you can buy a private jet or a luxury car, why the hell can't you pay taxes? You know what I mean?
Go ahead, man.
Though. That's a good question. But churches filled with women, though. And women,
effeminate men.
Yeah,
I'm not saying gay,
yeah.
but I'm saying effeminate men, handpicked men
Yeah.
that their wives run them
And old
instead
men.
of them
I
having
can't
an
agree
equal,
with that.
instead of having an equal relationship.
I know some good brothers. That's why I never really.
All right, look at the percentages. All right,
Yeah,
you say some good brothers. All right, let's say the church is 200 people.
You go black. You go black.
How many good brothers are inside that church compared to the women?
Oh, it's the majority of women, but I know some good brothers.
Exactly. So we're going with the minority, but I'm talking about the
but
majority.
you said all men.
No.
You
No.
can't categorize all men.
I
I know
said
some good brothers
the
who would
majority
kill
are
you
filled.
right now if they didn't find God.
I know some brothers
They'll
that
be in
have killed
prison
me.
right now.
I know some brothers that have killed me because I burned white Jesus.
You're right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a quick story. We
That's
grew
what I
up.
want to talk about too.
We grew up in the holiness church. We had to go to church how many times a week, Mike? 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. But this is the thing.
3 times a week. Let's go clean up.
The pastor was our uncle. But what he did was he didn't like him. It's something that he saw the rebelliousness in my cousin that he would say, "Oh, y'all come to the front. We want God on you. We gonna pray for you. You stay back." But if you feel like God is in you, that you're supposed to be able to exercise a demon out of somebody to pray for them, you don't exclude nobody from prayer.
You're right.
Because you don't like the way he look.
Right.
Or you don't like the lifestyle that somebody else do. I always felt like, I had to defend my cousin. We laughed at the clown. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the way church is supposed to be. Church is an open door, open arm for everybody.
That's it.
But when you exclude certain people because you don't like either their lifestyle, you don't like the way they dress, or you don't like what they do outside of where you are, then you're excluding God from out of the whole theological experience.
It's true.
When people are inside a situation where they are domestically abusive towards their mates, what they do is they start
Running the church.
what they do is they start get rid of certain males and certain females inside of that family, inside of that spouse's life that they feel can come between them and the assault that they have when they make. So what I felt, now thinking about it is that I seen through his BS. I was a disruption to his BS. I had questions about his BS. So the best thing to do is to make people like me feel unwanted, feel like I don't belong, feel like I don't need to come around. That way, when you get rid of people like me, you can further give people more BS, you can further beat people with more BS, and you can further run people with the mind state of BS.
How they do it? They say, well, now y'all got a dress code to come to church.
Right.
When you get ready to come to church, I need you in the long dresses, coffee stockings, and jelly shoes. That's as far as you get to go. You bring your check to the altar, and I check where I needed to go, left or right. But these long knuckle dragging kids have forgot that they have a boss too. And when you are a pastor and you sitting up in the church, then the people in the church don't know how to allocate the funds and put it in places. If you the pastor of the church, this is all you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
You're not about to get a brand new car.
Yeah.
We're not responsible for your clothes. We're not responsible for the juice up on the altar. Because I went to a church and I had to preach. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking down and the pastor had a coffee pot. He had a refrigerator over here by the altar and he had it full of juices. But everybody else in the crowd got the white mouth.
Hey.
And he selling juices. He selling waters for $5 a bottle.
And think about it like this. I don't think most pastors want a lot of men in the church.
No, they don't.
Because you're going to question.
Yeah, you're going to question and iron sharpen iron. Hey, listen, pastor, I know what you said. And if I'm a reading man, I'm going to read what you said. And I'm going to get my own, meaning of it. Yeah, I'm
Right.
gonna say what you say, but I'm gonna read it. But I'm gonna ask you a question. You gonna have to answer my question before we go any further. You gonna have to answer my question. I heard I was listening to Mr. Farrakhan. He was saying how when Malcolm X used to preach, he would come off the altar, but he would go straight to women because he said go to men asking a million questions. I want to know this, I want to know that. He said he go to women because women is not asking all them questions. They just having regular conversation. But that's what a pastor's scared of a man. Because hey, I want to know. You just said something that was deep to me, but I want to know. Hey, Father, expound on that. Tell me what you really meant. What it really means.
Well, I tell you, when I spoke last Sunday, my topic was when the butt stick out. Where everybody's mind was like, ooh, he talking about some ass. No, I'm talking about when the butt in the Bible. Everything that keep people talking about, well, these folks came over here and they did this to God and they did this to Jesus and they rebuked this and they rebuked that. It would have said, but God. You know what I'm saying? We as black people only going to stay down for so long. But the God that we serve or whatever you serve or however you feel like your enlightenment come is only going to allow you to suffer for so long. And we moving forward right now. And a lot of people, and I defend what Savannah Black has done, and I know you want to talk about it, when he burned the picture of black Jesus. White Jesus. White Jesus.
The white boy.
He burned white Jesus.
I had a choice word.
He had to burn the white Jesus to show people that, you are serving an image on the wall. Because he had made me understand. In our own grandmother's house, it was 3 pictures that you couldn't touch. White Jesus, John F. Kennedy, and who else was it?
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. 3 pictures.
And they said that I remember my grandmother told me one time, she said, come let me talk to you for a minute. And she had a big, I walked in there, man, she had a big picture of Jesus. It must have been a 20 by 40 picture, size picture. And she was like, you see this man right here? You would not get nowhere until you submit to this man. And you know what? Because my grandmother's in her 80s, and even though I know better myself, only thing I can look at her and say was, yes, ma'am, grandmother.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if that image for her took her all the way from out of the era of Jim Crowism all the way into 2018, who am I to tell my grandmother that, hey, look, grandmama, get the Bible. I'm gonna show you some, some things that's not true and this and that right there. That's for her faith base. But as far as the development of us as a family, I feel as though we can develop more, we can come together more and love in unity if we know the truth of these things that we serve.
That's right.
But one of the things that we were talking about the preachers earlier, at night, I stay up. I can't hardly sleep. Sometimes I can't hardly eat. Sometimes it's hard for me to even get out of the bed to put my feet down, and that's because of my love for us as a people. I love us. A lot of times I might want to look at the news for the weather. I have to wait for about 15 minutes, let them get rid of all of the little negativity that they're going to say about us before I look at it. Because I know if I look at that first 5 minutes, it's going to be nothing but things negative about us as a people. So my thing with the preachers are, if you are a congregant and you are up in the middle of the night constantly because of your love for your people, and you can't sleep, and anytime you call your preacher, he's always sleeping, that's a person, I have to say it, he might have the sympathy, but he don't have the empathy. What I mean by that, people that have sympathy, they'll be like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. They'll go to sleep. People that have empathy, they'll be like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Not only will they not be able to go to sleep, they will feel every emotion from that story that you have told. So we have the wrong people in power.
Simply is just an excuse not to do nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a shame the way they're treating those black guys. What's for dinner, honey?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's sympathy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My thing is, you meet so many black people who feel they can't get angered because they found God. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I think religion has been used as a tool to make black people subservient, passive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After you finish praying to your God, your deity, you know, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever it may be. You're supposed to get off your knees in the form of ending your submission and go out like a warrior. Most people want to stay on their knees. Most people want to pray and wait.
Yeah.
If you have anybody to say, hey, let's just wait. Let's wait on Jesus. Run. That person don't want shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's coming. I pray about it.
What the other thing is, hey man, don't need to worry about that right there, man. You need to worry about yourself. Or, hey man, they didn't want to, that's going to have to answer for that.
Yeah.
You know, I done seen people, grandmothers' houses get took. I'm talking, man, if you owe them $5 on some weed, and you ain't paid them, man, they trying to get at you with a gun. But I done seen the Caucasian come to the house, put everybody out without the police. And I heard a brother say, hey man, you know what, man, I ain't going to sweat it, man. They the one that have to answer for that.
Right.
We come up with all these things. Can you imagine that when Dr. King, Malcolm X, and even the most honorable Marcus Garvey was alive, that when they was trying to, and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was alive, when they were trying to push people, you know what I'm saying, into unity, that for somebody to come along and say, hey man, ain't no need to complain. What the word? Y'all know what it is, right? Ain't no need to complain. What? It ain't gonna change nothing
at all. That's what they think.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? But that had to been given to us somewhere in our psyche, because you done heard it, right? You done traveled to different countries and met different brothers and sisters, right? And I'm quite sure you done heard a brother say, hey man, don't worry about it, man, brother Reggie, man. I mean, brother Ed, hey man, don't need to complain, it ain't gonna change nothing.
Yep.
You like, well, how the hell you get all the way in Germany? How the hell you get all the way in Paris? Where did this come from? That we as a people, when it's time for us to get up, somebody will come along, or a thought process will come along and tell us not to worry about it. It ain't gonna change nothing.
Right.
It don't make no sense to do nothing. And that have made us passive. We passive people.
Very,
very passive.
Let me say this before I go, 'cause I gotta get on this road, brother.
Yeah, we're about to end it anyway.
It like you say, it's that history we got. If everything we tried to do, they came and took it away from us. You know, and that, because I remember I was young. My grandma used to keep the little money in her sock. You know, and I had a stack. Grandma had a stack. You know, but then when I got older, I learned how we used to put our money in the bank. They took our money, so everything we had, they took it. You know, and that made us okay. We can't do nothing because they're gonna take everything. But no, we wasn't, like Big Ant say, we wasn't together. There wasn't no unity.
Yeah.
So if we had unity, hey, we got our money in the bank. You took our money. Somebody about to die.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I put my hard-earned money in there. You gonna just take it because you think it's cool? Because your white supremacy telling you, hey, these niggas ain't shit. Just take their money. You know. So hey, something has to happen. So when something like that happens, when we don't react, you know, that puts something in there like, okay, you know, even like what was the movie? The Nat Turner movie when he had
Birth
to
of a
walk his way
Nation.
to that the house. And
Sit there,
you know, hey, like you say, well, hey, we ain't no use to complain about it.
Ain't gonna change nothing.
Yeah, ain't gonna change nothing. But no,
they don't want to have to answer for that. You know, being in the South and raised up, you know, I had the pleasure in my life to talk to a lot of older people when I was younger. People that were in their 80s. Now this right here was in the late 70s and the early 80s. That these people was in their 80s, you know what I'm saying? And they told of these stories, man. I'm talking about horrific stories. Of rape, of having hundreds of acres of land that just got taken. Murders, you know, at the hands of a system. You know, how is it now that I should forget about these things and merge and incorporate myself with a system that's already financially stable, with a system that's already economically stable, when me, myself, I can join the system. I can do good. I can get a good house, a nice car. I can get some money in the bank. But just like with every athlete, just about every athlete or entertainer, when you gone, guess what? They get it all back.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So
give it back to them.
if you ever heard these stories, you know, speaking about your grandmothers, you know, grandfathers, you know, great grandmothers, if you ever heard these stories, man, and they had, you know, touched you in any type of way, for you to forget about it, act like it did not ever exist, that right there is a stain on what it is that they went through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they told you because they don't want the history to repeat itself. You know, and that's what we have to start doing as a people, man. We have to start getting together and stop being ashamed of being black.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly, the great,
Right.
the gay, the straight, the gangster,
We need everybody. Everybody in the fight.
we are all of that. We are the bad rappers, the good rappers, the bad R&B singers, the bad actors, the good actors. We are the professionals, the doctors, the lawyers. We are everything. We are the ones that's lying on the side of the gutters. We are all.
Yeah, we need each other.
But we have to get together and realize that we are one and raise our vibranium. You see what I'm saying? The most powerful element in the universe, baby.
We done came full circle,
Yeah,
baby.
exactly. The most powerful element in the universe.
Yeah.
But at first, we got to have that thing that we had in the beginning, and that was that unity.
There you go, bro.
We got to unify.
There you go.
So listen, man, another great show with one of our really good friends, Savannah Black,
Peace.
baby.
Yeah.
Peace, baby.
Great show. Glad to have you on the show, bro.
Hey,
Man.
brother,
Glad to
man,
meet you,
glad to
man.
meet you, man.
Yes, finally.
Cool,
Yes,
sir. So listen, we're about to end our show, man.
Serving these streets.
Serving These Streets Radio,
Radio.
man. You know what I mean? 91.2, our very first show here. You know, hey, get the Serving in the Streets magazine by our very own DJ Prince.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So listen, Savannah Black, got anything before we out of here?
We got to come together as one. Unity is the key. Unity is the key. We have to stop speaking against each other, and we have to just come together and know, family. It's not that I hate people of other ethnicities and races. You know, it's not that I even hate white people, as most people might think I do, because I'm a identity,
Black identity
a black
extremist.
identity extremist because of my love for the people. But we have to get ourselves in order ourselves, and then we can start inviting other people in.
So how can somebody get in contact with you, man?
Man, hit me up at Mr. Savannah Black at gmail.com. Mr. Savannah Black at gmail.com. Have consciousness, will hire.
Yeah.
What's your all black everything? We are all black
Oh
everything?
yeah, and also hit me up on my Facebook page, group page. We are all black everything, the movement. And I put the movement on there because, like I said earlier, family, we are one. It's like that song Franklin Beverly and Mays had back in the days. We are one. We just have to realize it, family. You know, so all walks of life, all sexualities of life, all minds of life. If we come together as one, we can beat this thing right here, and we can get back to where we was at before, and we can create our own Wakanda in reality.
Let's get it.
Brother Reggie, what you got?
Hey, man. Y'all be safe out there.
Brother Reggie Coolers, I don't know what, man.
Y'all be safe out there. Hey, let's build our own schools, take our kids out these schools so they don't get shot up in the school. But, hey, good show, bro.
Hey, Voices in the Struggle, Big Ant, Brother Reggie, Savannah Black, Serving These Streets, 91.2. We out.
Streets.
There you go.
Peace.
Deuces.